Welcome to the World Trade Center Utah's 10 tips to help you think, act, and succeed globally online video series. Today we ask you to take a good look in the mirror to assess your company's export readiness. This is Tip 1, Video 1 in our 10 tips series, Understanding Exporting. The goal of this online series is to provide you with the information you need to become an export master. Each video builds upon each other, but as with anything, there needs to be a starting point. Understanding what exporting is and how it benefits your company and the community is that starting point. Consider the following questions as we define exporting. Do you think sending products from Utah to Florida would be considered exporting? What about providing bookkeeping for a company in Dubai? Or how about a Chinese tourist spending a week visiting Utah's state parks? Exporting is defined as selling goods or services to customers in or from another country. With 95% of the world's consumers living outside of the United States, exporting offers enormous potential for your business to expand. For some businesses, sending products within the U.S. to Florida is a big step in expansion, but this is not considered exporting. However, it is a great stepping stone for businesses that may only be selling locally to eventually begin selling their goods and services internationally. Now, there are many businesses that are already exporting without even realizing it. Have you ever sold anything through Amazon or eBay and shipped it outside of the United States? If yes, you are already exporting. Shipping a product or providing a service for a customer outside of the United States is exporting. If you are doing bookkeeping for a company in Dubai, Hong Kong, or Ghana, you are exporting a service. While the physical transport of goods is what many likely consider exporting, Utah is a prime destination for another type of export: tourism. When foreign visitors spend money in Utah, businesses are providing products and services to customers from another country and thereby inserting foreign dollars into our local economy. The only difference is that these companies don't need to worry about packing and shipping. So when a Chinese tourist spends a few days in Moab or a Russian visitor passes through Zion's National Park, the purchases they make along the way are also considered exports. Whether you sell goods or services in foreign countries or provide services or products to foreign customers in your own country, you are a player in the export economy. And as we become more interconnected through the internet and other communication and commercial means, international buying and selling will become easier than ever. If you export and tap into those billions of potential customers, your company will likely be better off than those who do not export. So what are the benefits of exporting? The benefits are many. Because 95% of your customers live outside of the United States, the most obvious benefit is tapping into all those customers around the globe. As a business owner, you should not be content with the domestic local market, but should look outward. Exporting opens a world of markets to your product. Let's dive into the many benefits you may see as you export. Extend the sales potential of existing products. Every product has a lifespan. Eventually, products and services that are not updated will go out of style. But exporting can extend the life of your products and give new life by tapping into lesser developed economies. There is also great value to the American brand, and that brand alone can increase the value and longevity of your product. You can also sell off excess goods for profit. What company wouldn't love to turn potential costs into increased sales? While many companies are selling their excess goods at a loss in the domestic market, you could actually clear off your shelves and make a profit elsewhere. Exporting also allows you to tap into valuable information about foreign competition, giving you insight on what you need to do to stay competitive. As soon as a successful product hits the market, you can bet that other companies will make their own version. If you don't look international, your competitors will at some point. In many cases, it's about who punches first. For the benefit of your business, you will want to get to foreign markets ahead of your competitors and establish your product and brand first. Additionally, seeking out international opportunities also means that you can capitalize on greater market shares in countries without similar products. Depending on currency values, your product might even earn larger profit margins due to exchange rates, making the product even more valuable internationally than in the domestic market. If you have a seasonal product or service, exporting can open the doors to greater consistency in revenue. If you sell summer sports equipment, such as rafting products in Utah, you probably see your profits decline in the winter months. However, If you can market those same products in countries where their warm season occurs during your winter, you can establish greater consistency in your sales year-round. Exporting your product affords you the ability to weather regional economic instability. During the 2007-2008 financial crisis, many businesses closed their doors because their market dried up. This was especially true for those businesses who depended on only one local market. Many of the businesses who survived the economic downturn had diversified their markets. Although one or two markets dried up, they had several others that were able to keep them afloat until the economy stabilized. Businesses who diversify their markets internationally are more likely to weather local, regional, and even international economic instability. While each of these benefits strengthen your company in different ways, together they build your company for the future. Whether you're a family business that may eventually be inherited by future generations, or if you expect to sell your company, exporting can help grow your company to make it more valuable in the future. Community benefits of exporting. In addition to the business benefits, exporting also provides benefits for the local community and economy by injecting foreign dollars into the local economy and creating jobs. International expansion opens the potential to create a bigger and better company that you can leave for future generations. And that also opens the doors to creating more opportunity in your local community, more jobs and more opportunity for economic growth. As you export, your growth potential is higher than non-exporters. As you grow through exporting, you need to expand your domestic operations, which means more jobs in your local communities. And to top it off, companies that export typically have higher wage jobs than non-export related companies, even as much as 20% higher wages. In 2014, over 50,000 Utah jobs were supported by exporting. You have a significant role in this number, and by exporting, you can not only increase your revenue, but create jobs for fellow Utahns. Risks of exporting. With all the benefits, there must be some trade-offs, right? Doing business internationally does introduce some new risks. You, as the business owner, will need to weigh the benefits of exporting against these risks. While some of these additional complexities may lead you to not export at this time, you should consider them now in preparation for your company's future growth. Exporting is feasible for any business, so consider these newer complexities as areas of work rather than barriers. If you pursue exporting, your business should be ready to finance your exports and even use short-term profits to achieve long-term increases. This may mean hiring experts to help build out your export efforts. You will also need to account for a longer period between product shipment and payment. There are ways to reduce this burden, but you should expect for payments to take longer than domestic sales. You will also need to keep in mind product modifications as well as changes to product information, packaging, and marketing efforts. Your strategy may be successful domestically, but that may not work in countries like Malaysia. You may be required to provide additional legal and licensing information for your product, as required by foreign countries. Every country is different, so one and done doesn't apply here. And finally, there is the risk of intellectual property and product duplication. Being careful where you showcase your product can mitigate this. You want to say enough to get buyers interested, but never enough to where they could rip off your design and begin selling it as competition. With concerns over different payment terms, shipping logistics, product modifications, marketing strategies, and intellectual property protection, just know that all risks of international business can be mitigated if you use the right tools and employ the right experts. World Trade Center Utah promotes exporting goods and services while keeping jobs and companies here in Utah. As products and services leave the state, businesses become more stable and profitable, adding more revenue to the local economy. This increased revenue and production leads to local job creation. In a very real sense, when your company grows through exports, you may have the opportunity to employ others in the community and strengthen the overall economy.